Hi guys, me again. Haven't posted in a while because I've been back at school and stuff, but I have finished this a few days ago, so I'm going to do a book review on it. It's Raised by Wolves by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I was excited to read this because a lot of people had said it was really good, and it really was. It's a werewolf book, obviously, and I'm always a little bit sort of wary around werewolf books because on the site that I write on there's a lot of cliche werewolf stories, and because of that you've just sort of got the old cliche, and it really gets boring when there's a predictable plot and you know what's going to happen, and it's just generally not good. But obviously published books are. Obviously Twilight kind of massacred that a bit. A lot of people are just trying to copy Twilight and stuff, but yeah, so I was a little bit sort of apprehensive about reading this, but it did sound really good. Everybody said it was really good, and it really was. I finished this a few days ago. Didn't get a chance to put a review up yet, but I'm doing it now so that I don't forget about it. So yeah, I'll read the summary because that's a really good idea. He's in a cage, I reminded myself, but the words meant nothing to me, because I just couldn't stop staring into his wild eyes and playing the last words he'd said before he shifted over and over again. I got bit, I got bit, I got bit. At the age of 4, Bryn watched a rabid werewolf brutally murder her parents. She was rescued and taken in by the mysterious Callum, the alpha of his pack. Now 15, Bryn's been a human among werewolves, adhering to pack rule. But the pack's been keeping a secret, and when Bryn goes exploring against Callum's orders, she finds Chase, a newly turned teen were locked in a cage. Bryn needs answers, and she needs Chase to get them. Suddenly, it's Bryn and Chase against the werewolf world, whatever the consequences. Raised by Wolves will leave you howling for more. So does. It's just really, really good. It says on the front here, quite simply the most compelling werewolf book out there. Melissa Marr said that. I don't know who she is. That might be bad, but yeah. She's obviously an author of some kind, and it really is good. The cover, everybody sort of talks about the cover in reviews a lot. I prefer to talk about the content more, but it's got a nice cover, I guess, yeah, and just nice, woods, and then behind it there's mountains on the back. I don't know if you can see that. And then inside it's just a normal book. That's just a normal book, really, that's it. It's kind of got a posh introduction there, and then it has just chapters. Really, to be honest, it's just a normal chapter, apart from the fact it has a little squiggle underneath it, and the first sentence is in capitals, like most books. So I'm not going to go into the appearance too much because I prefer the content. So yeah, it was really good. Bryn is a very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Very strong, stubborn. A word they used in here was scrappy or resilient, meaning she always finds a way to get back out of things. She manages to bounce back and things like that. That's actually quite important to the plot. In fact, the resilient bit is extremely important to the plot by the end. Not going to say anything more about that because I don't want any spoilers. But it was definitely very good. It was really well written. The author is very young, I believe. Jennifer Lynn Barnes, who mostly goes by Jen, was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She has been, in turn, a competitive cheerleader, a volleyball player, a dancer, a debutante, a primate cognition researcher, a teen model, a comic book geek, and a lemur aficionado. She's been writing for as long as she can remember and published her first book when she was 19. She's currently continuing her graduate studies at Yale University. So she's very young, which is quite inspirational for me as an aspiring writer. I'm only 15, but I have got a completed novel. As normal, there'll be a link below. It's kind of inspirational. The way she writes is, as this Melissa Marr person said, very compelling. She quite often does things in italics, short, sharp words. Mostly memories, like it'll be like blood, 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 blood or something, when Bryn is remembering the death of her parents. I'll try and find it, but I probably won't find much luck. Probably not. Yeah. Blood, 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 blood. It's basically when she's thinking about the memory. She has a lot of short sentences. The smell she remembers. I know when they're saying about a villain who I won't go into, they say he smells of burnt hair and men's cologne, something like that, and blood, 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 blood. That's kind of a repetitive thing around the rest of it. And that was really effective because you want to know more. You want to know the full story about what happened to her parents. You just get snippets of memories and you want it all. So yeah, very good. All the characters were really well developed. I don't really have a favourite character. I kind of like them all. I like Ali quite a lot. That's her foster mother, who's not much older than her. I quite like Devon. I like Lake as well. That's her friend. There's just loads of characters in there that are really likeable. And at the same time, ones that you could hate, love to hate normally, whatever. I just really like that. And it's just, you can't put it down. You honestly can't. And you, although it's just a book, one book, like, you know, if you're in a proper book series, you learn so much about the world. Like with Harry Potter, you can immerse yourself in it. But from one book, it's quite hard to. But you can completely immerse yourself in Bryn's world. It's just really good. I suppose there's a hint of romance, but very little indeed, compared to what I thought it would be. There's very little romance, but there's just that little bit in there to get you going, to, you know, it's what you want. You need romance in a book, I think, but not too much because it detracts from the plot. But I really, really liked it. I just honestly found it was very easy to read. And especially near the end, I was very, very sort of, oh my god, finish. Like, I just had to know what happened. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's not much I can say about it without giving spoilers away. But it's definitely werewolves on a level you've not seen them before. They dig deep into the pack bond, into what it's like to be a part of it. Bryn is actually, although she's human, they've marked her as her own, so she is part of the pack. So she's getting all these instincts to be a werewolf when she's a human, and that has never been done before, that I've heard of, and it's just really good. It's so original, and the sequel, I believe, is a sequel. I was very happy to see there was a sequel. I would not have been happy if it wasn't. Oh, there we go. Book 2, Trial by Fire, coming summer 2011. So it's out. I will have to find that. This came out in 2010 then, I'm guessing. I think it came out in 2010. Yeah, 2010. And I would definitely be reading the sequel. If you've got the chance to buy this, read it, borrow it off a friend, whatever, read it. Totally read it. It's so good. I can't really praise it enough. I would give it... I never like to give a book full 5 stars, but it really was brilliant, so I'm going to give it 5 stars. I always like to find negatives if that sounds really wrong, but in a book review I always like to touch on everything. Negatives, I really can't find them. Her grammar was very good, her writing style was good, description was good, originality. She has everything. She really does have absolutely everything in that book, and I just love it, so 2 thumbs up for that, and totally go and read it. A bit of an update, really. Things have kind of... After I read this, I began to read this book, Dark Angel by Eden McGuire. This has been recommended to me a few times. I think it's fairly new. 2011. And the sequel, Twisted Heart, has just come out. So I got this and the other one from the library. And I had nearly finished Raised by Wolves when I went to school, so I took both with me because I knew I would have finished out by the taxi ride. And I actually thought I picked the wrong one up. I thought I picked up the sequel to this because it started off in the most bizarre place. It seemed to be going nowhere. And it's very rare that I start a book that I don't finish. And I just couldn't. I honestly couldn't read it. It was just... I mean, the summary wasn't very good. I thought Orlando's eyes would burn right through me. Say yes, you'll come. Leave this Daniel guy, whoever he is, and walk away with me. Orlando, stay, I pleaded silently. Don't abandon me here. I saw how it must look from the outside. Daniel standing next to me, owning me. See, that sounds really cliche, but it's called Dark Angel, so I figured it would be a paranormal thing, but I just couldn't get into it, so I decided to stop reading it. And that is a big thing for me, really, because I never do that, and I just really didn't like it at all, so that's not gonna... I just didn't read it. So if you're waiting, I doubt any of you are actually even watching this, but if you're waiting on a book review for these two, then it's not this one and Twisted Heart. It's not going to come because I'm really sorry, but I really didn't like it. I mean, am I missing something? I actually had to Google that this was the first one in the series, and as far as I can see it is, but if I'm missing something, please let me know, because I just really couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get it at all. So yeah. So I started on with Need by Carrie Jones. I'm 35 pages in, so it's not very far, but it is really good so far, and there will be a book review on that coming very soon. I would say I've got a book haul, but it's one book, so that kind of fails. I did Goodreads a few weeks ago and entered all these different competitions, different giveaways, and I won the first one I entered. And although it said it would come in 4 to 6 weeks, it came today. It's an advanced copy, so it's just come out. No, wait, it won't be out in the shops yet. I don't think it'll be out in the shops yet, but it will be very soon. It's called the... Christ, how do you even pronounce that? The Pisacast Retribution by Lee Cushing. It has blood on there, so you'd think it might be a vampire one, but it doesn't sound like it. When 2 teenage girls are raped by Brutus mercenaries and the witnesses murdered while the thugs are help to evade justice, Forrest King and Catherine Jordan track the culprits to Greece, where they infiltrate the private island of Stefano Balassi, the crime boss who employs the thugs. Determined to make the mercenaries pay for the rapes, Forrest, Catherine, and their friends back in England soon find themselves the targets of an ancient demonic cult whose followers have a taste for human flesh. So I suppose that could be vampires actually rereading. It sounds really good. It's a bit deep. It's more of an adult book, but I read adult books anyway. I don't even know when I'm going to read this. I need to get through all my library books. I've got a few books over there which I'm saving for holiday, Witch in Winter by Ruth Warburton, and The Secret Circle, the first two, by L.J. Smith. And I also have Night School by C.J. Daughtry, which I'm not saving for the holiday, so yeah. And I finally found Passion as an e-book, so that will definitely be coming. Fallen was my first book review. I did Torment, and now I'll be doing Passion very soon. So yeah, I might have gone over time, I hope not. But yeah, I would definitely go read this. Go read it. Like, seriously, if you've got a chance to read it, I would just, yeah, definitely. If you've read the book, let me know. If you've got a book review that you would like me to read, put it in the below. Same with suggestions for books, and also if you've already done a review, if you want to do a review, do it as a video response, because I'll quite happily watch and stuff. So yeah, that's it really. It was a very good book, and yeah, this won't take me too long. I'll probably have it finished by the weekend, so I should have a review on this one very soon. So thanks for watching and stuff, and goodbye.